Hi, my name is Patrick. I'm one of the personal trainers here at Monash. I'm going to take you through my off-the-couch workout. It's going to take about 20 minutes. You won't need any specific equipment. Everything you need you should be able to find around the house. We'll get started. We'll start with a few exercises to loosen up. The first one is called a thread the needle. So just going to drop down onto hands and knees. You're going to take one arm, reaching underneath between your arm and your leg as far as you can, and then up towards the ceiling. We're going to go through 5 of these. You should be able to feel a stretch just through the middle of your back, maybe in your shoulders and your hips as well. Try and make sure you're looking where your hand is going, so looking up to the roof and then looking out to the side. And we'll swap. If you hear a few pops and cracks, that's a good sign, just loosening up. And 5. Alright, from there we'll move on to the hips. So from your knees, you're going to take one leg out straight onto the ground, hands on your hips, then you're just going to sit your hips back towards your heels, squeezing your bum as you come up. We're going to go through about 10 on each side. These are called groin rockers, so you should be able to feel them on the inside of your straight leg. And just go as far as you're comfortable. It shouldn't hurt, it might be a little bit uncomfortable. And one more. Perfect. And then onto the other side. Foot out nice and flat. Try and get your toes pointing straight forwards. You shouldn't be able to rest your hips onto your heels at the back. More try to reach your bum back as far as you can. Last few. Awesome. Okay, and then we'll move on to our hip flexors, which are the muscles at the top of our legs. So you'll leave one knee on the ground, one leg straight up, try and keep your shin nice and straight. And your right leg is forward, left hand is going up into the air, and then just reaching across to the side, back up to the middle. Now as you're doing this, you're trying to really squeeze your glute muscles, your bum muscles especially at the back, trying to drive your hips forwards. And we'll just go one more. And then swap. So left foot comes forward, means right hand is up, leaning over that top leg, back to the middle. Last one. And relax. Then last one we're going to go down onto our back into hip extensions. So feet flat on the floor, about as wide as your hips. Laying straight down, lift your bum up, try and squeeze your glutes as hard as you can, and then soft touch on the ground. We're going to go for 10 reps. Try not to let your stomach stick out, try and keep your tummy tucked in nice and tight. Other good tip is try and push the weight through your heels. You should feel your toes slightly in the air. You don't want to be up on your toes with your heels in the air. And 10. Right, we'll move into our first set of exercises. So for the first one, what we're going to do is work for time. We're going to do 45 seconds on with 15 seconds to rest. We've got 4 exercises to go through, and we're going to go through 2 laps. So it'll take 8 minutes altogether. I'll explain what they are first. So the first one is just a squat. If you haven't done a squat before, heels about as wide as your hips, toes slightly out, shooting your hips backwards, just drop down as far as you're comfortable, like that. If you're struggling a little bit, you can use your couch, set yourself up in front of the couch, and then just softly sitting to standing, like that. If you want to make it a bit harder and you've got some weights, that's perfect. Otherwise, I've found $4, 10 litres is 10 kilos, big bottle of water. You can hold the water and do the exercise like this as well. Whichever level you're up to is fine. The second one we're going to go through is commandos. So here, you're going to start in a push-up position with your shoulders directly on top of your hands, You're going to drop down into a plank, back up into a push-up like that. The third exercise we're going to do is a little bit different. We're going to try and work our back muscles, which is often hard to do when you're at home. So if you have a towel handy, go and grab a towel. Feel free to pause this one. And when you're ready, you're going to go face down. Squeeze your bum so your legs lift up at the back. Arms up the top. You're going to pull it down onto the back of your shoulders. Push it up over your head. Down to the back of your shoulders. Up over the head. The whole time you're getting as much tension as you can. You're trying to pull that towel apart as hard as possible. The fourth and final one we'll do, we'll use a wall. You're going to drop down into a wall sit, so feet a few inches away from the wall, bum probably just above your knees. You want to make sure your shins are nice and vertical, so knees on top of your heels, not sort of too far forwards like that, you'll find yourself slipping. From that position, we're going to go 45 seconds, again with the towel. Pull it as tight as you can, shoulders back, trying to breathe, okay? We'll start now, so you can pause this if you need to get any equipment, any towels, otherwise we'll get going. Alright, I'll time you. 45 seconds, squats is the first one. In 3, 2, 1, go. Feel free to put any music you please on as well. If you're not sure what to do with your hands, I find sort of holding them in front of you, almost like you're going to say a prayer, will just help with balance a little bit. Alternatively, on your hips isn't bad either, or even out in front, some people find a little bit more balance. Alright, 15 seconds. As you do these, try and make sure you're pushing through evenly on your foot, so you're not pushing all the way into your heels, not all of it into your toes. If anything, think about pushing into the balls of your feet. And 45. Good. Right, 15 seconds off and then into commandos. Alright, starting in 5. So your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Don't want them too far forwards. Ready and go. Down onto your elbows and then back up. Make sure on the next rep, back up on the other side. So one onto your right, other one onto your left. As you do these, you want to make sure whatever position your hands are in this plank position, you pop your hands where your elbows were. So your hands go back to replace the elbows on both sides. You don't want to start to push your hands out in front here and have your hands drifting away from your elbows. 5 seconds. And rest. Beautiful. Alright, next time we're going to need our towel. Grab your towel, roll it up if you need. Down on your face, starting in 4. Squeeze your bum, legs come up. Ready, and go. Pull the towel tight, pull your hands apart. Down to the back of your shoulders. Straight up above your head. The whole time, the top of your chest you're trying to keep off the ground. Trying to keep your feet off the ground at the back as well. Some of you will find a little bit of a struggle just if you're not the most flexible, which is fine. Just do the range you can manage for now. Here you go, 15 seconds. Last couple. And relax. Jump up, keep your tail if you're holding on. We'll go down into a wall sit, this is the last one, and then we'll be a lap done. In 3, 2, 1, pull the towel tight, shoulder blades stuck to the wall, you're not leaning forwards. Check that your knees are directly above your heels. If you feel like your feet are slipping forward, mine are a little bit, they would have drifted too far away from the wall. Try and breathe on these ones. Try not to hold your breath, get all red in the face. Try and blow into the towel. 20 seconds. If you start to feel a little bit of a shake in the shoulders and the arms, Probably the legs as well, that's good. 5 seconds. And relax. Perfect, 1 lap done. We'll do 1 more in a second. If you need a longer rest, feel free just to pause. Start again when you're ready. We'll go 15 seconds, a little bit longer between rounds, starting with squats again. So if you've got a weight, you want to add a weight, that's fine. Main thing to look for on these squats is as you drop down, don't let your knees buckle in, okay? Keep your knees pushed out so they're tracking that same direction as your toes. Right, we'll start again, 1 more lap. Starting with squats, in 3, 2, 1, go. Try and make sure hips are sending back at the very top. Knees, you're pushing them out as wide as you can. And then all the weight in the balls of your feet. Shouldn't see your toes lifting up in the air. Feet stuck to the ground. If you've chosen the easier or the harder option, and you feel like you've under or overestimated, just swap out halfway. You've got 10 seconds, ditch the weight. Finish off slightly easier, same for everything. And done. Done with squats. Next one is our commandos. So if these are a bit hard for you, you are welcome to do them on your knees. Alternatively, you can just try and hold a straight arm plank for the full 45 seconds. Up to you. In 3, 2, 1, and go. So as you do these, try and make sure your hips aren't wiggling around too much. You almost want to imagine you've got a cup of water resting on top of your lower back and you try not to spill it side to side as you go up and down. Last couple. And done. Perfect. Grab your towel again. Last couple, we'll move on. Nice and tight. Right, got 6 seconds onto your front. Squeeze your bum, feet come up, chest off the ground. Let's go. If you're really struggling with these ones, or you're not comfortable getting down onto the ground on your front, what you can do, grab a seat, or drop to your knees, pull the towel tight, and just pull it into your chest, and then away. You'll still get a bit of work through your back muscles, just whichever level you're up to. Here you go. 10 seconds. Whichever way you're doing it, make sure you're pulling it as tight as you can out to the side. And relax. Last one. Alright, wall sit again. Feet should be about the same as when you were doing your squats. Knees on top of heels. Bum slightly above your knees. Ready and tight. Shoulders back and hold. Last one, and this round is done. We'll grab a drink and move on. Again, focus on your breathing. Don't try and hold your breath when you're doing these static exercises. Breathe out as heavy as you can. 20 seconds. Last 7, even tighter, finish strong. If you're struggling, you can come up a little bit higher. And relax. Perfect. Alright, so that little series is done. If you need to pause, have a longer break, that's fine. Otherwise, we'll move on to the next one in about 30 seconds. Okay, so for the next series, basically we're going to do an AMRAP, so as many reps as possible. The idea is that we have 3 minutes. There's 3 exercises to go through. You're basically going to do as many rounds as you can. So you just work as hard as you can. Everyone's going to be a little bit different. I'll go through them all first. First one is a push-up. If you can do a push-up on your toes, that's perfect. If you prefer to drop down onto your knees, that's fine as well. Or if you have a chair or a table, coffee table handy, even stand up on your toes, on the edge of the couch. Same idea like that, whatever works best for you. The second exercise will be a thruster. So a thruster is where we take our squat and then up, pushing above our head. If that's hard enough for you like that, that's fine. If you want to make it harder, grab your weight, might be water, water's pretty handy. Squatting down, push above your head. Or if you've got a couple of smaller drink bottles, one in each hand, even some canned food will probably work alright as well. The third exercise is a split squat. So you're going to go 1 foot in front of the other, dropping down at the bottom, should have about 90 degrees at both knees, and then coming straight up, keeping the weight in that front foot. If that's a bit hard for you, grab a chair or a couch or a family member, something to hold on in front, and same thing like that. If it's a little bit easy for you, the best way to make it harder is use your couch or your chair is fine again. 1 foot in front, reach back for the couch, and then dropping down from here, whichever level you're up to. Alright, we'll go for 3 minutes. Basically, we want to do 10 reps of everything. If it's got a left and a right side, you'll do 10 on the left, 10 on the right. I'll start the timer. Just keep cycling through, don't wait for me. 10 reps of everything, starting with push-ups. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Hips nice and tight, chest dropping down directly in between your hands, no matter which way you're doing these, on a bench or on the ground. Perfect. Once you've done 10, take your time, up into your squats, grab your weight if you can. Keep the weight up nice and high, elbows beneath, drop down, up, on top of your head. Main thing to look for if you're holding weight on these ones is you're not leaning back, sticking your belly out, keeping your tummy in nice and tight. And 10, perfect. And then into a split squat. So I'll start with the middle one. Front foot forward, back foot back. Dropping your knee down towards the ground. Doesn't need to hit the ground. If it does, just really lightly, not to the point where you're resting. Again, if you're not sure what to do with your hands, prayer position's good. Or even on your hips, just don't lean onto your leg. Lost count. Go one more. Other side. Front foot planted. So again, same as the squat. All of your weight pushing into the ball of this front foot. Not all of it in the toes, not all of it in the heels, right in the middle. 3. One more. Good. As soon as you're ready, straight back through. We'll keep the clock going. And 10, perfect, into thrusters. So if you're overestimated, ditch the weights, that's fine. Just use your hands, squat, press above your head. You'll still get that little bit of movement. You'll probably just do more reps, or faster reps in this case. 3. And reverse, split squats. If you wanted to do the rear foot elevated, start with your front foot planted first. Dropping the back knee towards the ground. Definitely shouldn't hit the ground on these ones. And always knees over toes. Don't let that knee cave inwards. That's 10. If these are a bit wobbly, but you do want to try, just grab the chair like we did before and pop the chair in front of you. It's not going to make it any easier, just to keep you from falling. 3 more for me. And that's time. So 3 minutes, as much as you can, doesn't matter how much you did. Next time, just try and do 1 rep more, progress it that way individually. Grab a drink, again, pause if you need. If you need to take a bit longer, just pause, come back when you're ready. Alright, next one is going to be fairly similar. 3 exercises to go through, 3 minutes to do as many reps as you can. Each exercise we're going to do for 20 reps this time. So the first one, you're going to need a couple of tea towels handy if you have them. Your towel will probably work as well if you don't. Or if you've got a tiled floor like this, even just kick your shoes off, use your socks, same thing. First one is going to be tea towel sliders. So I'll go through them all first and then we'll start the timer and go together. You have a practice for now if you want. Set up on your hands, shoulders directly over the top, same as a push-up. 2 feet on 2 tea towels, knees up towards your forearms and then back. Try not to stick your bum up in the air. Definitely don't let it arch downwards. And you're doing 20 reps, so 10 on each side. Once you've done that, we're going to go into a plank. So if you can just hold a plank, even go over 20 breaths. So just breathe out 20 times. Or alternatively, if you want to make it harder, add a little hip twist. So your hips down towards the ground on each side until you've done 20 from there. Either way. The last one we're going to do is a squatted calf raise. Need something fairly sturdy to hold on to. This couch is pretty heavy, so it works. Otherwise, maybe a heavy coffee table or a bench. You're going to anchor yourself onto the couch. Feet the same as a squat. Drop down. You're going to go into a calf raise. So up onto your toes, heels softly on the ground. Just working the calves at the bottom there. Alright, if you're ready, we'll start the timer. 3 minutes. Just do as much as you can. 1 second. Right. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Up on your hands. Try not to rush through these ones. Try and go real deliberate, real controlled. So you shouldn't be beating me on these ones. It should be as fast as you should go. And rest for me. When you're ready, into your plank position. If you just want to hold for 20 counts or 20 breaths, that's fine. Otherwise, twisting side to side. Still try and keep your bum up fairly high. And relax. And then into your calves. So anchor yourself on. Again, knees about on top of your heels. Squat down. Onto your toes. Heels touching the ground. 20 reps again. If you're struggling on these ones, probably easier just to stand up, grab a wall or something to hold on to, and just do them standard. It's mostly the same thing. Whichever way you prefer. That's 20, so that's 1.5 minutes. If we keep the same speed, should get 2 laps in. If you prefer just to do 2 laps, if it takes longer than 3 minutes, that's fine as well. Right, into side. Make sure your shoulders are directly on top of your hands. Don't let them drift back here. On this exercise, you'll get a bit of feedback. You'll probably start sliding backwards if that happens. And 20. Come away into our plank. Try and breathe every rep. And 20, then calf raises, either squatted or standing, half and half, whatever you please, and try squatted this time. If you haven't done too many calf raises in the past or recently, Just go easy on them. Some people tend to get quite sore calves the next day. There's nothing wrong with that, just not the most pleasant thing to deal with. Finish off standing. Done. And that's 3 minutes done there. Grab a drink. We might have a little bit of a stretch to finish off. So grab your mat back out if you're using one. Alright. Might start with that same hip flexor stretch again. Go on side. The front foot flat. Shin nice and vertical. So near over your heel. Tuck your hips. And we're just going to hold. Try and hold for at least 30 seconds. You can definitely do more, up to a minute, it's probably going to be better. Just for the sake of video, we'll go for 30 today. Should feel that at the top of this back leg. Now, because this is the end of the workout, we don't need to do the reach and the lean. You don't really want to move through the stretch, just holding that position is probably better to finish off with. And then swapping, knee down, foot up. Little hip tuck, so squeezing your bum at the back. And again, it shouldn't hurt. Just try and find that mild level of discomfort. Like a 6 out of 10 if that works for you. And finish. And then we'll go into a hamstring. There's plenty of different ways to stretch your hamstring. If you've got a preferred method, that's fine. Otherwise, one knee on the ground, heel out in front of you. And then just leaning forwards, almost like you're trying to lean your chest into your knee. Just try and keep a little bit of a bend through that front knee, just to take a bit of the strain off. If you prefer to do this standing up with your foot or your heel on the table or the couch, that's fine. Or even sitting down on your bum with both legs out in front. Whatever works best. Slight bend. Keep your chest straight, chest towards knee. If you need to prop yourself up on the ground, that's fine. And relax. Next couple we might get a chair. Chair or couch should be fine. We'll just try and stretch your chest. So again, if you've been sitting a lot, on a computer, working from home, just watching a lot of TV, chest tends to get quite tight as well. So if you go about 90 degrees to the chair, on your knees, pop your forearms, so your elbow to your hand on the chair, and then just trying to drop your chest into the ground. Should just feel it come across the chest into the top of your shoulder. Relax when you're ready. I'll swing this around just so you can see. Down, elbow to hand on the table, or the chair, dropping your chest down. Relax when you're ready. And then last one, always nice to finish one for your thoracic, so the middle of your back. Best way to do it, again, chair table is fine. Couch tends to be a pretty good height. Both hands on the top of your arm. Set your feet up like a squat. Try and push your hips backwards. And then drop your armpits into the ground as deep as you can. From there, just exhale, relax into it. If that's a little bit too low for you, can't get down that low, back of the chair will work just as well. From there, dropping down. Should feel it through the middle of your back, probably a lot in your chest, through your shoulders as well. And relax when you're ready. Perfect, that'll do us for today. Thank you for joining me, hopefully. We'll see you for a few more soon.